I feel like my portfolio is so daggy since I've been working in-house and have needed to adhere to branding guidelines. I feel like if I apply for a job, I can maybe get a junior position, but I also feel like being a junior at 27 is so humbling, especially with friends in corporate roles getting paid so much more than the average graphic designer. This is a question for me. There's no question in here, but I guess I would say it's around, how do I deal with this? What should I do? And how do I deal with these feelings that potentially, it feels like imposter syndrome to me, having not got any more context on it. But
I feel like it's also tied into this need of continuous progress and unfair expectations that we sometimes put on ourselves, to be thought of as, 27, that's very early in your career. So, I feel like you're probably being a little hard on yourself, because if you're still in a junior to mid position at that life stage, that is perfectly okay. In terms of the folio and being in-house, I understand that. I guess when I look at people's folios, and I get a lot of folios from in-house people, they often have they might have something on their website that is their passion projects, and it might be some illustration work, it might be something that they've done outside of their client, and that's generally where I find the spark in their personality, because then I can marry the two things of, I can see that you're a great craftsperson, even though it's on this particular brand, but I can see that you have all the fundamentals, but I can see your personality in this folio of work. So I guess I'd encourage you to bring some of your own personal projects into the mix.
I think also the way you talk about an in-house project would impact it. So the thinking behind something and the constraints, and if you were in an interview, for example, and you had to talk about the constraints that you had due to the in-house style guide or technical constraints or anything else, that also potentially can show the strategy and flexibility around that project. The creativity in those personal projects definitely help you shine creatively, but also talking about what the in-house projects were and how you got the best out of what you had is also
tell the story behind each of those projects.
I had a friend, and she used to say, and this wasn't in-house, but she worked in an agency, and sometimes the brands were daggy, and she would just say, you get out of it what you put into it. And you find the thing that's going to be exciting within if there is one. I mean,
there's an animator that once said to me that it doesn't matter what he does, he just focuses in on one little thing, and it might be the motion of a particular thing, or it might be the shape of something, and he focuses in on that and makes it as perfect as he possibly can. And I think that was a really good lesson for me of, like, there's always something in every little piece of work that you can do that you can love and you can attach yourself to.
Maybe it's that passion and drive that helps you sell yourself, even if you feel like your portfolio visually might be not as good as what you would want it to be. But even saying that, we don't know what your portfolio is, and maybe you are selling yourself short. And 27 is young.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how this industry works exactly, but like you were saying, don't sell yourself short. And I suppose you don't know what you could get out if you were to go into a junior role, and if you were to begin it, take everything that you can, look at it as an opportunity. Maybe then they'll see that, oh yeah, actually they're so much more capable, and it'll mean opportunities can open up faster for you. Doesn't mean that I suppose you're stuck there. It's always a stepping stone to leading to you to where you're hoping to want to be. Sometimes we have to take a step back. If it might feel like we're having to take a step back before we can take another leap forward. But trust the process, I suppose. And if you find it's not for you, then that's fine. You can always go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing is permanent.
Mm.
I had another point that just came up as you were talking about that. You can see being in-house as a strength as well, because not being sort of on that client side, so you understand the forces within a client that might help you then communicate better to the clients when you might be on the other side, an agency side. You could sort of speak their language a little bit more, and maybe that's something you could talk about as a strength as well.
Mm.